Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's me, Jason, aka Titans Daily, and welcome back to another video. Today, we are going to be covering the NBA playoffs because they start today, as you're seeing this, on Saturday. So, the first game, I believe, is the Bucks-Pacers, but I could be wrong. Let me go check the schedule real quick. This might take a second, but I hope you guys enjoy this IRL video. So, yeah, the first game is going to be Bucks-Pacers, then it's going to be Clippers-Nuggets, then Pistons-Knicks, then Timberwolves-Lakers. Okay, I'll be going through each series, starting with the top left here, with the Thunder and Grizzlies. The Grizzlies just pulled off a 14-point victory over the Mavericks last night, 120-106, and I think Ja just cemented himself as that guy. You know, him and Desmond Bain went crazy. Also, the Heat defeated the Hawks. That's why they're the 8th seed. So on and so forth. Magic beat the Hawks on Wednesday or Tuesday. I don't remember. Anyways, first series, I think the Thunder got this in 4. So we're gonna do a quick. I don't know if we can edit this right now, but no, we can't. If I could just put something to say the Thunder are gonna win that series right up there, top left. I think they're going to win in 4 because I think Shea and Chet are going to be insane this game, and also like with people like Kason Wallace and supporting cast of, you know, I almost said Terrence Mann, what's his name, Lou Dort. It's just going to be too much for and Jalen Williams as well, too much for the Grizzlies to handle, and I think the Thunder got this in 4, clean sweep. Moving on, Nuggets Clippers. This is going to be a really fun series for 2 reasons. It's going to be a really good match between James Harden and Jamal Murray. And I think Jokic versus Zubac is going to be really fun to watch, even though Jokic could easily just beast him inside. Pause. But I do think the Nuggets do take this one in 6. Nuggets in 6. I think Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. are going to do a tremendous job, you know, defending Kawhi and James Harden and Zubac. I just think the Nuggets have much better advantage just off instinct. So right now, I'm going to write this down. So I have the Thunder sweeping, and I have the Nuggets winning in 6. Alright. Next up, we have the Lakers versus the Timberwolves. Obviously, this is Luka's first playoff series as a Laker. This is going to be a really fun series as well. I think the Lakers have more than enough to handle, you know, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Rudy Gobert. I really think the Lakers can win in 5, but I don't know if they'll win in 5. I think they could take it in 5. I'll say Lakers in 5, maybe 6. So 5 or 6, depending on if they end in Los Angeles or if they end in Minnesota. But I really like the Luka. I don't know who they're going to put on Anthony Edwards, though. Either Rui or I don't know if they could put Austin Reeves on Anthony Edwards. But we'll see whenever we come to that game tomorrow night at 8:30. Or tonight at 8:30, whatever. Alright, next game we have is the Rockets versus Warriors, and you know, this is going to be shocking for some people, but I think the Warriors can do a really good job of everything. I mean, they can shoot really well with Steph Curry, and I forgot what their Sadalansky, or I forgot what his last name was. It's like something. Let me go look that up real quick. Brandon Podziemski. I think Podziemski and Gary Payton have a really good defensive, you know, stance, and considering that Jimmy Butler just dropped 38 on the Grizzlies, it just goes to show that Jimmy and Curry are really good for these playoffs, and they should really be higher than a 7 seed. But I'm not surprised that they're in the playoffs, but they could make a run. They could make a quiet run. So the Warriors could be my dark horse, like get out of this situation, but I think the Rockets are too overpowered with Jalen Green. they got a lot of things going for them. They got Amon Thompson. They got a lot of good young team right there. Houston is, but they don't have much playoff experience. But I'm gonna say Rockets in 5, just because they can easily just get through the Warriors. Warriors team. I'm just writing all the stuff down. And my pen is running out, I think. Like sometimes it wants to. Let me find another pen. Okay. Back to where I was at with the Rockets Warriors. I think that Jimmy and Steph could really go off any of these games, but I think the Rockets are going to beat them up, and they're going to win in 5. All right, moving on to the Eastern Conference, we have the Cavaliers versus the Miami Heat, and I think the Cavs are going to sweep the Heat. There's just no question. I think the Cavs are a really deep team, and they can make a really good run. They got Donovan Mitchell and Struz, Darius Garland. Almost had Lauri Markkanen, but they got rid of him like years ago. But the Cavs really can make a deep run, and I think the Cavs are going to sweep the Heat in 4 games. I also made a new bracket, like on a piece of paper. So, yeah. Okay, Pacers Bucks. This is also going to be a really fun series to watch. Same with the Knicks and the Pistons. The Pacers, on one hand, they got Tyrese Halliburton, they got Andrew Nembhard, they got Pascal Siakam, they got Obi Toppin, they got Miles Turner. I think the Pacers can outlast the Bucks, considering that Damian Lillard's not going to be able to play game 1 or 2. And I think the Pacers get off to a fast start. So I think the Pacers are going to win that in 6 games. Just because the Pacers defensively are one of the better teams in the NBA. I think they give up one of the fewest amount of points. Oh no, look that up. I didn't look that up. I just pulled that out of my ass. I'm not going to lie. The next team, I think the next good series would be Knicks Pistons. And I think the Pistons' lack of experience in the playoffs are going to catch up to them. And I think the Knicks are going to win in 5. So, yeah. And I don't think any of these first round games are going to go to 7 games. The only ones that I could really see going to 7 are Nuggets, Clippers, and maybe Pacers, Bucks, if Dame comes back. But till then, only Giannis is going to have to carry that ship. So, Celtics, Magic. I obviously have the Celtics in 5 here. I think too much Tatum, too much Jaylen Brown, Porzingis coming back. It's going to be hard for Paulo to, keep up with the Celtics. So I'm going to go with the Celtics in 5 here. All right, let's move on to the conference semifinals with the Thunder going against the Nuggets. Now, I think the Thunder can easily win the series, and I think Shea displays that he should really be MVP of the year, and I think he will win MVP of the year. So I think it's going to be Thunder in, let's say, 6 games. It's going to be a close series, that's for sure. It's just I don't think the Nuggets have anything to stop Shea, Jalen Williams, Kayson Wallace, Lou Dort, Chet, etc. And the next series, Rockets-Lakers. Throwing my bias aside, it could really go either way. I'm going to say Lakers in 7. And that's going to be really a close series. Because, you know, it's going to be 2 really good teams going up against each other. You know. And LeBron, I don't know how much gas he has left in the tank, but clearly enough to make a strong run with Luka. And now that Maxi Kleber's coming back, you just never know with the Lakers and LeBron, man. You never know with LeBron. He could just go off one game, or he could just shit the bed, honestly. So, we'll see. Alright, Cavaliers-Pacers for the first conference semifinals for the Eastern Conference. I'm going to go with Cavs here, just based off gut. And I think the Cavs are going to win 4-2 in 6 games. I mean, the Pacers can make it really interesting and make it 7 games, but I just don't think the Pacers have that much firepower to keep up with the Cavs. And I think the Cavs will win in 6. Knicks-Celtics is the next matchup, and obviously I have to go with the Celtics here in 6 games. And I think that Tatum and Brown are going to combine for 60 points in one game. It's going to be crazy. You know, Boston is one of the better teams in the NBA. They're number 2 seed for a reason. And, you know, they get it done. Alright, the last conference finals. Here we go for the Western Conference. And I think it's going to be Thunder. Thunder in 6. You know, it's going to be a good series. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, it's just going to be too much to handle for the Lakers. I don't think they can guard Chet really one-on-one unless you put, like, man, you can't even really put Alex Len on. You can't even put anyone really on Chet, but it could really be anyone's game, anyone's series, anyone's game. I think the Lakers could definitely win 2 games against them, but that's about all I could see them doing, really. Cavs, Celtics, this is going to be the hardest match to pick, but I'm going to go with the Celtics in 7. And they're going to win the series 4-3. Obviously, that's how you win a 7-game series. And this is the NBA Finals matchup I have. It's Thunder Celtics, and I'm going to go with the Boston Celtics, unfortunately. I think they're going to win in 6 games. I mean, they could really go either way, but I think their depth on their team is pretty good, and considering that most of their players, I'm saying most, if not all of their players are healthy, I mean, they still have a really good bench, and Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser, Torrey Craig, Luke Cornett, you know, obviously, and plus the 3-head monster of Tatum, Drew Holiday, and Jaylen Brown. I mean, I think the Celtics can win this series quite handily. So, anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this playoff prediction video. And if you did, hit the like button down below. If you want to see more NBA/NFL content, let me know. I probably will be posting more stuff up until draft day, because draft day is next Thursday. It's 6 days away. Or not 6 days away, 5 days away now. But first round, Titans are on the clock right now. And I think they're going to go with Cam Ward. That's my bold prediction. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.